In an opening 58-13 win over Akron, Western Michigan made things look easy.
Pocket, throws the home run ball up the boundary for Jalen Hall. He's got it. Stays on his feet. He's into the end zone.
But tonight, the Broncos face a much tougher task as preseason MAC West favorite Toledo and star quarterback Eli Peters visit Kalamazoo. Who will come out on top and remain undefeated in the MAC? We'll preview all the action up next on the Western Michigan Football Pregame Show. Well, we weren't sure if we'd see it in 2020, but so happy to have MAC football back here at Waldo Stadium in Kalamazoo, where tonight the Toledo Rockets visit the Western Michigan Broncos in a battle of the top two teams according to the coach's preseason poll in the MAC West Division. Alongside former Western Michigan quarterback and Campbell Trophy Award winner Zach Terrell, Conor Clingen here with you. And Zach, it's great to have MAC football back.
It's great to be back, and after on the uncertainty rolling into this season, we're really excited to have MAC football back, and especially our Broncos. Great week one performance, which we're going to talk about, but really excited about tonight versus Toledo Rockets.
Well, Zach, Toledo, always one of the stronger programs in this conference. What do you usually expect in these kind of matchups?
I think it's the same story every year, and it comes down to Toledo and Western. It's been that way since I played here a few years back, and that's still the case today. The coaches' poll has them both being 1 and 2 in the West, and it's going to come down to one of them probably going to represent the West in the MAC championship.
And both of these teams come in at 1-0, and for Western Michigan, you couldn't ask for a better start to the season than Tim Lester's squad had. A 58-13 win over Akron, and the Broncos looked dominant on both sides of the football.
Yeah, you said it. Both sides of the football, they dominated. On offense, they looked extremely balanced. Caleb Elbley looked really poised. The three-headed monster ran the ball really well with that great offensive line. And then defense, they really settled in after the first series or two. They turned the ball over and scored a touchdown, and it was really great to see. And they're going to need to do more of that and more probably tonight versus Toledo.
You mentioned Caleb Elbley, the redshirt sophomore quarterback. He had some experience in 2018. What impressed you the most about his 2020 debut?
You know, the biggest thing that I saw is they really were able to do what he does best, and they were able to drive the ball down the field. He didn't make any mistakes. He didn't have any turnovers. And then when he was unsure on some of his reads, he tucked the ball down and ran and used some of his athletic ability and was able to get the ball in the playmaker's hands, which is the biggest key as the quarterback, is to make you look good. And he did a great job of that and getting the ball to Eskridge and everybody else.
Dwayne Eskridge, certainly a very explosive player, went over 100 yards receiving on just 3 catches. Also had some damage in the kick return game as well, and he'll look to do that tonight. But we talk about the defense. They struggled a little bit in the first quarter, giving up that touchdown drive to the Zips, but then they shut out Akron in the second half.
Yeah, they really settled down. You know, in that first half, I'm sure they didn't really know what to expect. They didn't even know what quarterback to expect. So they really settled in, and they really in the second half shut them down completely. So that was a great performance by them and getting in gear, and they're going to need to have a great performance like they did tonight.
And you see there, Ladarius Jefferson, the transfer from Michigan State, he had 70 rushing yards in his debut for Western Michigan. What does he bring to this offense?
Yeah, I think he brings some power, and he really did a great job of moving and breaking a lot of tackles, and he did a great job. And like I said, you said there's 3 guys. So there's a lot of people coming at the defense. They don't really know who to plan for or what to plan for because each one of them brings a different style. So he's a great addition to this offense, and they're going to need his power running and his efficiency again tonight.
A complete performance from the Broncos, nearly 500 yards of total offense, but the game was broken open on the long touchdown pass from Caleb Elbley to Jalen Hall.
Steps up in the pocket, throws the home run ball up the boundary for Jalen Hall. He's got it. Stays on his feet. He's into the end zone for the touchdown. Hall broke the tackle at the 11-yard line and takes it to the house as Caleb Elbley takes one over the top. 68 yards on the completion.
Let's break down this play. So here we see they have a 2-by-2 set on the offense. Caleb does a great job of recognizing that the linebackers are tucked inside and that safety to the top of your screen is rolling down. He checks to the sideline, gets his check. He does an abbreviated rollout here. Jalen gets a free release, great throw downfield, needs to be 39 to 42 yards down the field. Jalen catches the ball and does the rest, and a great touchdown pass for the Broncos.
So, Zach, when he makes that check to the sideline, does he know pretty much right away he's going to be looking for Jalen down the sideline?
Yeah, so he clearly sees that they're rolling. The offensive coordinator and Tim Lester recognize that as well. A brief little rollout here. He does a great job of looking to the center of the field and freezing that safety. Great late hands by Jalen to keep the defensive back getting his hands in there. And then what a tremendous athlete to finish off the play.
And you saw from that angle behind there as well, Sean Tyler coming in, the running back, getting in on the pass protection. How important is that to have a back who can help out in pass blocking?
Yeah, that's critical because you have a tight end on a defensive end there. So he does a great job of sealing that, solidifying the pocket for Caleb so he can throw the ball down the field.
A 68-yard touchdown pass that made it a 30-13 game and really broke that one wide open for the Broncos. Well, coming up after this, we'll have an interview with Western Michigan legend Jason Babin.
What is smart? Book smarts? Street smarts? IQ? EQ? Smart is her. It's him. They're in pursuit of purpose. Smart is knowing failure is success in progress. It's finding your calling. It's choosing your place to become. So, what kind of smart are you?
Are you ready? Ready to go? Are you ready? Ready for more? Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg at Maple Hill Volkswagen. This is the all-new Cross Sport and Passat. All Volkswagens have 0% for 72. Stop in and see us at West Main and 131 or online at maplehillauto.com.
Hi, my name is Abby Vandenberg with Maple Hill Subaru, and this is the 2021 Subaru Forester, starting at just $24,795. Subaru is one of the most awarded brands on the market, so no matter which model, you're always choosing a winner. Maple Hill Subaru, for a journey like no other.
Get more pep for your wallet at Arbor Financial Credit Union. When you bank with Arbor, you can earn more, like 3% more by simply using your debit card. And there are over 37,000 free ATMs for you to use, no surprise fees, and convenient access to your money with mobile banking. Now that's more. Find out how much more you can earn with Arbor Financial's free Momentum checking account. Visit a branch today or go to morewitharbor.org.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg at Maple Hill Auto Group. We are so excited to be back open. We have great programs and a large selection of cars to choose from. Shop us online at maplehillauto.com or West Main at 131 Kalamazoo. I'm back. Hyundai is offering employee pricing for Michigan residents only. No haggle, no hassle, just the lowest price. Hyundai, the brand that gives you America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Maple Hill, for a value like no other.
Get more mileage with an auto loan from Arbor Financial Credit Union. Low rates along with easy and fast approvals from Arbor Financial put you in the driver's seat. You can call or apply online and have your answer in minutes. Right now, Arbor Financial is offering auto loans as low as 1.49% APR on new or used vehicles. Plus, make no payments for 90 days. Get rolling and get more at morewitharbor.org.
What is smart? Book smarts? Street smarts? IQ? EQ? Smart is her. It's him. They're in pursuit of purpose. Smart is knowing failure is success in progress. It's finding your calling. It's choosing your place to become. So, what kind of smart are you?
Are you ready? Ready to go? Are you ready? Ready for more? Are you ready?
Welcome back inside Waldo Stadium, where we're previewing the Broncos matchup with Toledo coming up tonight. Well, so many great players have put on the brown and gold over the years, and one of those is Jason Babin, a two-time MAC Defensive Player of the Year who went on to a 12-year career in the NFL, and he sat down with our very own Thomas Delves.
Hello, I am Thomas Delves with Bronco Productions, and joining me is the Western Michigan great Jason Babin. And Jason, thank you so much for joining us today here on the pregame show. I'm just going to jump right into it. Jason, your career speaks for itself, not only here at Western Michigan, but your NFL career. Was there a moment in your playing your career at a younger age that you do not only you could play at the collegiate level, but take that next step to the NFL as well?
No, I didn't have those aspirations as a young kid. I don't think it was until the one-on-one conversation with Coach Darnell when he told me to really think about it. And I was like, wow, I haven't thought about that before, Coach. And then I think I left there, riding the elevator down, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. So it was an easy decision.
And Jason, along with that, do you remember walking into the Bill Brown Center and putting on that Western Michigan uniform for the first time?
I tell you what, it was kind of extra special for me because I didn't play my senior year of high school, and then I took a year off between. I went to Western, so there was quite a bit of time before I played some, high school game in Wisconsin. So I remember being on the kickoff return team in Wisconsin, thinking, "Oh my, what's going on right now?" I'm not in Paw Paw, Michigan anymore.
And how special was that? As not only growing up in the Kalamazoo area, and then being able to play for Western Michigan, the hometown team, and then not only just play, but 2-time defensive MAC player of the year, like be very successful here as well.
I tell you what, it was everyone talks about their college years, but by far I could say those years for me were some of the most formative and some of the most enjoyable.
Do you have any memory that sticks out in your mind?
Oh, I have lots of memories that stick out of my mind. I just don't know what we're going to be discussing today. But no, the time I spent at Western was honestly just magical, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting up to a game once we can sit in the stands again and feel the roar of the crowd.
And with all the craziness going on in the world, luckily the college football is back here in the Mid-American Conference and have a big matchup tonight with Toledo. Do you have any memories of playing against Toledo that stick out to you?
Yeah, I think we always, for whatever reason, I feel like we played Toledo at night games or the Tuesday game or Thursday game, whatever it was back then. But it was always one of those like games just battled and it came down to the end. Just fighting at every play. So I've got a lot of good memories playing them there and here.
You mentioned the roar of the crowd at Waldo. I think it's a pretty special stadium here in the Mid-American Conference, but as well in the country and just a unique place to play. Do you remember, the first time coming through the tunnel and coming out onto that field? And then also, I guess, do you remember the last time? Do you remember senior day coming out of the tunnel?
Senior day was definitely one of those like moments where, I was like, you don't want it to end. You're like, oh man, this is it. I'm not generally an emotional person, especially people that know me, but there was definitely some emotions there. The first time we were on the tunnel though, it was just, you're just wide eyed, like, oh my gosh, what is this? You have no idea what to expect or what, how to feel. So just a whole bunch of craziness that first time.
When you moved on to the NFL and obviously had a very, very long and successful career there as a 2-time Pro Bowler, was coming from Western Michigan a chip on your shoulder when sometimes you would be lining up against someone that would go to, say, an SEC school or somewhere bigger? Was that something that gave you a little bit more motivation playing in the next level?
No, I wasn't, I didn't watch ESPN a lot, didn't know, all the guys even I was playing against. And I remember, I think it was after my rookie game, one of my buddies called me like, he just tackled, you tackled your first play of the game? And I'm like, I think it was Eddie George. They're like, I don't know. They're like, I think they were more excited about it than I was. It was just, to me, it was just, I had to go across and make a tackle and I had to whoop the guy's ass in front of me, whoever he was or wherever he came from. So I didn't really care.
That's awesome. And, and now you get to turn on, Sunday NFL games and I feel like more than ever, there's more Broncos in the NFL. Do you feel like at all, have you ever reflected on that of not only being one of the first, but being one of the more successful to come from Western Michigan, go in the NFL and in some ways like pave a path to say like, not only can you come here and get a great education and play football, but you can take that to the next level as well?
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool because, for those people who don't know, we deal with a lot of, professional athletes, and a lot of those guys are football and the real estate side of things and our investment side of things. So I'm at a lot of the events and, the combines and Pro Bowls. So now it feels good to be like, I'm not the only one. I felt like when I first got drafted, I was, like who, where, what? And now there's guys everywhere. And, it seems like on a lot of the teams, and guys even drafted, higher than me. So it feels good. So you can walk around those events and, there's other guys that, played and do play. So it feels really good.
And you mentioned that you're now down in Jacksonville, Florida. And how's life in Florida been?
Well, I'm not shoveling any snow, and we don't have to wear any masks. So I'm good right now.
That's fantastic. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate your time, and really happy to see you as a proud Bronco alumni, being successful, life after football. It's great to see. And we can't wait to have you back here in Waldo Stadium as well.
I'm ready. Let me know when we can pack those stadiums, and I'm in.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jason.
All right. See you.
Our thanks to Jason Babin for joining us, a true Bronco legend. And he mentioned there how important it was to him putting on that uniform for the first time. Zach, what did that mean to you?
Yeah, I think I could echo exactly what he said. And it's about the people that have put it on before you and representing them in a first-class fashion. I mean, we look up on near the scoreboard and see all the All-Americans just like Jason Babin. And those are the people that we play for, and we get the opportunity. It's not a right, it's a privilege. And these guys get that opportunity to do that the first time in Waldo tonight, some of them.
Yeah, and a number of players tonight will put on that uniform at home for the first time. And unfortunately, it won't be in front of as many fans as we would hope, but we hope to see Waldo Stadium packed once again in 2021. And our very own Rick Place had a chance to join one of the Broncos season ticket holders.
Hey guys, it's Rick Place here, coming to you from a very empty Waldo Stadium. We hope you're staying safe. We know it's a crazy time. We can't wait to have you back here in the stadium. Earlier this season, I got a chance to catch up with some of the Bronco faithful. Bruce, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. We're desperate for anything football here right now, and we couldn't think of a better way to scratch that itch than talking to some season ticket holders. And so I'm actually sitting, I'm sure you know, right in your seats right now, and I'm sure you're missing it.
Oh gosh, yes. It's so unusual to be in during this time of the year and not getting ready to, either tailgate or go to the games or gear up with all the warm weather gear, because it's going to be one of those types of games.
Right.
Yeah, I miss it all. And, it's really odd, really strange.
It's strange. And I don't mean to rub it in, but I got to say, your seats are pretty awesome. You're like halfway up right down the 50. You can't ask for a better seat right here. So how long have you been in these seats?
Well, been in those seats for, going on 20 years.
Wow.
Right around 2001, I met the group of people that are all there together in those seats and started tailgating with them, started going to the games with them, and my wife then joined a few years later.
Tell me, Bruce, about your game day routine. What's something you have to do every game?
We as a group typically we try to tailgate in lot 1 when it's available. We get there, don't tell the security people, but we get there about 5 hours before the game.
We'll edit this out, Bruce. We won't tell anybody.
But 5 hours before the game or so is when we try to get there, and then people just, there's myself and, kind of another key part of the group that usually get there first and kind of get everything, a lot of things set up. And then other people just kind of come in and join us as they can. But, a lot of times we've got a group of about 20 that have tickets together, but oftentimes we're joined at our tailgate by several more. So our group at the tailgate can get quite large. And then we have a ritual of where we shut down about an hour before the game. We'll start tearing down, and then right before we head over to the stadium, we get in a big circle and we sing a song called Fireman's Song, and it's a tradition for this group.
Bruce, over 25 years here, you've seen in the stadium probably some amazing plays, some huge games. If you could pick one, what's your favorite memory from sitting right here in these seats?
Boy, that's tough. I'll say this. There's a couple of them that come to mind. First of all, the 2016 season. was just phenomenal, obviously, for a lot of different reasons. But, you know, the undefeated season and then, you know, going to the Cotton Bowl, that whole season was fantastic. And I wound up getting to every game except 2 of them that year, including the away games.
Oh, wow.
And the Cotton Bowl. And then specifically, you know, I guess from one game, it would be the game that we had game day there. You know, ESPN coming to town, that was pretty huge and pretty cool. But I guess the one play that's always will stand out in my mind is that catch by Corey in the corner. You know, Corey Davis in the corner of the end zone. Man, every time I think of it or see the replay of it, I still get chills because it was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And, of course, he's made a lot of them. You know, even now, since he's left Western and moved into the professional side, he's still making them. But that's the one that sticks in my mind. And, you know, we had a good view of it from our seats, obviously. But that northwest corner where he caught that pass, it was unbelievable.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, obviously right now we're in a weird time. You know, I'm sitting alone in a giant empty football stadium, but we're going to get back to a time when you're here rooting. But what's the one thing that you miss the most about live sports? What's the one thing you're looking forward to most getting back to?
Well, it's the people, right? I mean, the games are one piece of it, obviously, but for me at least, the teams kind of come and go. I mean, I'm a diehard Western fan, obviously, but the teams kind of come and go. But the group of people that we've been with have been together for so long. It's, you know, I call them my second family. I really do. I consider them that way.
Well, that's awesome. Well, hey, we appreciate you taking the time. We miss you here at Western, and thanks for letting me borrow your seat for a few minutes. And we can't wait to get you back in here and taunting those refs.
Yeah, well, we can't wait either. Go Broncos.
All right, Bruce. Thank you so much.
Great to hear from Bruce Frandsen, one of the many outstanding season ticket holders in Bronco Nation. When we come back, we'll preview tonight's huge matchup between Toledo and Western Michigan.
What is smart? Book smarts? Street smarts? IQ? EQ? Smart is her. It's him. They're in pursuit of purpose. Smart is knowing failure is success in progress. It's finding your calling. It's choosing your place to become. So, what kind of smart are you?
Are you ready? Ready to go? Are you ready? Ready for more? Are you ready?
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg at Maple Hill Volkswagen. This is the all-new Cross Sport and Passat. All Volkswagens have 0% for 72. Stop in and see us at West Main and 131 or online at maplehillauto.com.
Hi, my name is Abby Vandenberg with Maple Hill Subaru, and this is the 2021 Subaru Forester, starting at just $24,795. Subaru is one of the most awarded brands on the market, so no matter which model, you're always choosing a winner. Maple Hill Subaru, for a journey like no other.
You found the perfect home. Arbor Financial Credit Union has the perfect mortgage. Arbor Financial has helped thousands of people get into the home of their dreams with little to no money down mortgage options, conventional fixed rate mortgages, construction loans, and more. Your mortgage with Arbor Financial is locally serviced, so you'll get an easy approval process, great rates, and low closing costs, plus a team of specialists to help every step of the way. Find out more at morewitharbor.org.
Hi, I'm Jim Vandenberg at Maple Hill Auto Group. We are so excited to be back open. We have great programs and a large selection of cars to choose from. Shop us online at maplehillauto.com or West Main at 131 Kalamazoo. I'm back. Hyundai is offering employee pricing for Michigan residents only. No haggle, no hassle, just the lowest price. Hyundai, the brand that gives you America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. Maple Hill, for a value like no other.
When it comes to your mortgage, sometimes less is more at Arbor Financial Credit Union. When you refinance with Arbor Financial, you could lower your monthly payments, leaving you with more cash on hand every month. You could reduce the term of your mortgage, so you'll be done paying off the loan in less time. And paying less interest means you get more out of your home's value. Arbor Financial Credit Union makes refinancing your current mortgage simple and easy with ultra-low refi rates. Find out more at morewitharbor.org.
What is smart? Book smarts, street smarts, IQ, EQ. Smart is her. It's him. They're in pursuit of purpose. Smart is knowing failure is success in progress. It's finding your calling. It's choosing your place to become. So, what kind of smart are you?
Are you ready? Ready to go? Are you ready? Ready for more? Are you ready?
Welcome back inside Waldo Stadium. Toledo and Western Michigan coming up at 8 Eastern, and this one should be a lot of fun. Zach, you mentioned in your career the Toledo game was always a big one. A lot of times the MAC West came down to this game.
Yeah, it seems to be the deciding factor more often than not year after year. Toledo always has a lot of talent. They're bringing a lot of guys back this year. And like you said earlier, they're predicted to win the MAC West. So it's going to be a challenge for Western, but I think they're up to it.
And Jason Candle in his 5th season at Toledo. Tim Lester looking for his first win against the Rockets. You were here the last time Western Michigan beat Toledo in 2016. What do you remember from that game?
Yeah, that was a tough game, and they're always, like I said, very talented. Coach Candle always has them ready and prepared to play. It's going to be I think, really similar to not 16 but 15 when we lost in an overtime we missed a PAT. I think it's going to be very similar where it's going to come down to a close score like that, where Tiago or somebody's going to have to finish the game off.
And certainly a very close game last year on the road that the Rockets came away with a 31-24 victory. When you take a look at the keys to the game tonight, Zach, what are you seeing?
Yeah, I think the first and most important key to the game is winning the turnover battle. If you look at statistics and history, if you have one less turnover than the team you're playing, you have a 70% more likely chance to win the game. So rolling into this game, I think that's really important. We're able to do that in week 1. I think if Caleb Elby can take care of the ball and we can continue to have that balanced attack, I think we're going to be just fine. My second key is the line of scrimmage. We've talked about our offensive line, but also our defensive line. Being able to disrupt Toledo's quarterback, get him off his platform, get him uncomfortable is going to be a key. And then offensive line, setting the tone, being able to run the ball and keep Caleb upright. And then the third, I've already just mentioned it, a balanced offensive attack. We need that running game. We need that offensive line to dominate the line of scrimmage. And then we're going to need to keep Caleb upright and have the ability to throw the ball down the field, which require long blocks.
And in that first game against Akron, Western Michigan with over 250 yards passing, over 200 yards rushing. But that will certainly be a challenge against a stout Toledo defense. As we take a look at our players to watch tonight, the starting quarterback for the Rockets, Eli Peters, off to a fantastic start in 2020. 4 touchdowns in the win against Bowling Green, and he was the MAC West Offensive Player of the Week.
Yeah, he just looked really comfortable in week 1. Was a real field general, spreading the ball around to multiple different wide receivers and even as running back. So he looked really comfortable. That's going to be one of our keys on defense, like I said, is to get him uncomfortable, get him out, get him down, hit him as much as possible. And then really, I mean, look at this here. He does a great job of taking some hits. So he's a tough guy. He's going to hang in there, but our defense is going to need to put some pressure on him.
And Peters has a lot of weapons around him, including Bryce Mitchell, as well as the running back, Bryant Koback, coming out of the backfield for Toledo. So a lot of threats on offense for the Rockets. As we take a look at our player to watch for Western Michigan, it is Dwayne Eskridge, and what an explosive player he is. What's it like to have someone like him on the outside?
There's not many people that have the speed that Dwayne Eskridge has. It's going to be critical for them to get him the ball as much as possible in any way possible, whether it's special teams, whether it's through the air, or even possibly even some running plays. They need to find ways to get him the ball, and watch what he does here. He can make some special plays, and that's what they need to do. They need to get him the ball, and he'll do the rest.
He had that 76-yard touchdown in the win against Akron. Also extremely dangerous as a kick returner, averaged over 30 yards per return in the return game. Let's take a look now at some games around the MAC tonight, and we'll give you our picks for tonight's game. We will start out in DeKalb as the NIU Huskies host the Central Michigan Chippewas. Zach, who do you have?
This was a tough one, especially internally being a Bronco, having to pick between Central and Northern. I dislike both teams personally, but I'm going to go with Central in this one. Going to the MAC championship last year, I think that they've got more talent, and I think that they're going to pull this one off.
Kobe Lewis looked impressive at running back for Central Michigan. The NIU defense has struggled a little bit early in the year, giving up 49 points to Buffalo. I'm going with Central Michigan as well. And our staff, they'll be going with the Huskies. A little bit of an upset pick there from our crew out in the truck. Next, we'll go to Eastern Michigan and Ball State down in Muncie. Zach, your thoughts?
Yeah, so I think Coach Creighton's one of the best coaches in the MAC. I think he's very underrated, and he's done a tremendous job at Eastern. So I'm going to go with Eastern Michigan in a tight game.
I'm going to agree with you on this one. Their quarterback, Preston Hutchison, has to avoid the turnovers, but I like what Coach Creighton is doing, and I think both teams 0-1, backs against the wall. Eastern Michigan comes away with the win. And our crew, they're going with Ball State, and it seems like they might just be picking against the other Michigan schools.
Yep, and I don't blame them for that. So that was a tough pick. Those were tough picks for me as well.
And lastly, our big matchup here tonight, it's at 8 Eastern on ESPN, Toledo and Western Michigan. Zach, who are you going with?
So I think this is going to be a hard-fought battle, but I'm going to go with the Broncos. At home at Waldo Stadium, they showed me a lot in their balanced attack in Week 1, and I think we're going to see more of that tonight. I think we're going to see some people that are a little bit quiet in Week 1 with Sky Moore, going to be a real threat with people trying to cover D. Eskridge, so I'm looking forward to the Broncos coming out with a win tonight.
I'm going to agree with that pick. I'm going with Western Michigan. I think Caleb Ellaby has to be able to make those plays to the outside, as you mentioned, to Eskridge and Sky Moore and perhaps Jalen Hall as well. It could come down to a late field goal from Tiago Capps. And our crew, they're going with the Broncos as well. No big surprise there, as we're all going with Western Michigan to come away with a victory tonight against Toledo. Zach, your final thoughts on this one?
Just really excited to have MAC football back, and especially the Broncos. After an uncertain offseason and rolling into this season, it's really good to see everybody healthy and being able to play and get the Broncos back in Waldo Stadium.
Well, it's just a 6-game sprint in the MAC this year, so a critical matchup between Toledo and Western Michigan. Make sure to tune in on ESPN at 8 Eastern.